What's up, everyone? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to my channel. Come on in, you guys. We are having a review today on Miss Robyn Dixon, Robyn and Juan. You guys, I had to watch this episode a few times to make sure I was seeing what I was seeing. But please come on in. Make sure you hit that like button on your way. Welcome, everyone, to the platform. Hey, Linda Gamble, what is up? Anybody that you see, hey, Miss Tina, anybody that you see with a blue wrench or highlighted in purple or blue, whatever your computer or phone shows up as, those are the mods. They are here to make sure that you guys have a good time. We have awesome mods. Make sure that everybody gets a chance to say what they want to say. Okay, just be respectful is all that I ask, and there won't be any problems, okay? But I see Chicago is in the house, so everybody let me know where you are from so that we can get it started. That lets me know that you can hear me. So come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Lady D's, I see you. I see Tyler. And let's see. I don't see anyone telling me. Oh, here we go. Delaware, Texas. What is up? All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. What's up, Tennessee? Hey, Willette. I appreciate you coming in today. Hey, everybody. I see California. What is up? What is up? Dallas, Indianapolis, New York. Okay, y'all. We getting a crowd. What's up, Charlotte? All right. So we just want to make sure we can get everybody in here. You guys, I was having a heck of a time uploading my pictures and I still didn't get it. So we won't have any pictures today, unfortunately. But I want to take my time and give you guys a review on Real Housewives of Potomac because I know a lot of people said it was boring when I was reading social media, but this wasn't boring to me. Okay, come on in. I see Charlotte, I see Houston, New York, Memphis, Pensacola. Okay, so we're going to get it cracking, y'all. We're already a little bit late. Okay, so we're going to get it cracking. Let me take this down. Oh, I do want to ask that if you guys have not seen the live that I did last night on Married to Medicine, go ahead and give that a look. It is the thumbnail right there. So you'll see the ladies show up. And I called it, damn, I'm glad y'all set it off because it looks like Dr. G and his, at the time, fiance, but she is currently his wife. Letitia is her name, but she goes by Sweet Tea. When I tell you Sweet Tea came in hot, okay, she's not going to let these ladies that's been here for a while. She doesn't want them to run her over, but they might make her look like a fool, though. So she better be careful. Either way, give that a look, and we are going to get started on this review right here. Let me get my cam up. Hey, everybody. Okay, so let me get your comments up to make sure that I can see y'all. And again, I'm sorry, I don't have pictures, okay? So you guys are going to have to bear with me. I'm going to be looking down at my notes to make sure that I can see everything. But it basically opens up with Juan and Robyn, okay? All of the cheating rumors and scandals that was going on, on social media. They are posting absolutely everything. The lady in Canada, right? We get the whole conversation about the lady in Canada again, how she shows up in Maryland, okay? And Juan just happens to buy her hotel room for the night because she lost her wallet, right? Nobody believes it. It sounds completely crazy, but they're showing, Robyn on screen and her at the Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. And she said she believes him. I think it was Ebony Williams was sitting beside her. She started sipping her drink with her eyebrows lifted like, what in the hell? And that is exactly why I titled it, Robyn's Mind is Gone, because we have all been sitting at home for these last 7 years wondering what the hell is going on with Robyn. This is season 8, but we've been wondering what the hell is going on with Robyn. Are they in a, just a roommate situation? What is going on? But because Robyn responded the way she did in this episode, it lets me know that Robyn is in love with Juan. She really thinks she won the prize. I know that's the father of her children. I know that she was married to him before. This is her second go round at marrying Juan. She had heart eyes. She felt attacked. She was wounded. She was hurt at the very end of this episode. Anyway, is y'all, again, there's something on my side. My computer is not working properly, and I hate it because I can't see you guys' comments. I don't know if you can hear me either. So if you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat, because it looks like right now you guys are like, the computer's stuck, nothing's rolling up. I see 71 of you are watching. Okay. Okay, so it says 1. So I'm not getting any type of interaction unless I go to the YouTube channel itself. So from the platform that I am using, I should be able to see you guys, like your comments coming up and stuff like that. And so it looks like I'm not getting any interaction at all, which is also weird, because when you're talking to yourself, basically, either on the phone or on your computer, it kind of helps when you have some feedback from someone. Otherwise, you kind of get lost in your thought. Okay, now I can see ones. Okay, maybe you guys were just really involved in what was going on. I don't know why I couldn't see you before. But either way, let's see. Tyler said that Robyn is just naive. Deep down, I believe that she knows he's a dang cheater. Well, clearly. But she just, even the conversation, the way it starts with Robyn and Juan. But either way, let's start with what I was saying. So they are rehashing everything that went down in social media. They show the wedding. They show the conversation she had about the prenup, where she said her lawyer asked if she should put an infidelity clause in the contract. And he says, I don't think you're going to need it. Okay. Basically, for us at home, we were like, well, you're not going to need it because everybody knows you guys are in an open relationship, right? And then there was a picture floating around on the internet that I wasn't able to upload. I am so sorry. But y'all remember last year, season 7, when Karen said, there's a woman that Juan is, has been seen around town with that looks just like me. People say that she looks just like me. That looks like the coach that he used to work with. She does actually resemble Karen. She does look like her a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. But she ends up, they show the picture. Child. Either way, they're going through the whole thing, and Robyn and Juan are just thinking they're tricking everybody, right? At least Juan is. Juan is like, I don't give a damn. I don't care. We already heard Juan on a hot mic when he was done with Robyn walk out of the room, go into a closet to unmic and whatever. And the producer says to him, do you want to be together? And he said, basically, I want to be with somebody else. I want someone I can share my life with. I want something real, like what he had with her wasn't, and that their relationship wasn't real. And then all of a sudden, that was never addressed, ever. It was never addressed. Let's see. Speak Your Piece said the conversation between Robyn and Juan was very uncomfortable PR stunt. It was definitely awkward. I 100% agree. I watched that scene at least 3 times, and I'm telling you, when it was on, I was like, this is the most awkward conversation, because for us as an audience, we've never seen them talk like this. We've heard Robyn and Juan have conversations about his parents being on drugs. We've heard conversations about, them losing their money, having to move from a large house to, a duplex. Never once in those conversations did it feel that awkward. Ever did it feel that awkward. When they were speaking to each other in this first scene, it was almost like they didn't know each other. And I believe that Robyn and Juan, they've known each other longer than anybody on the show, maybe except for Karen. And that's just because of an age difference. But I thought Robyn said Juan lived with her and her parents when he was like in high school. So for most of their lives, right? Like half of it anyway, more than half of it. Anyway, but they talk like they didn't know each other. And I was uncomfortable when I saw it. Robyn needs a real deep therapist, and maybe 3 or 4, because that man have cheated more than how many fingers and toes I got. Yeah. And he had all the classic signs of a liar in his conversation too. Just the way he walks in the door, when you guys were saying PR stunt. Now, a lot of us are, when we're talking about Love and Marriage, if you watch me review that show, oftentimes we'll be like, this is a fake scene. This is a fake scene, but all shows fake scenes, right? And you can clear that this was a stage scene. There's cameras there, so cameras are there. Everybody knows what the cameras are there for. They're in the house. Robyn is going through her wedding photos, like she's, wedding photos and pictures of her children, getting everything framed and putting them up. And he walks in the house chipper, literally chipper. Oh, hey, walks through. What are you doing? Kisses her on the mouth and then has the nerve to moan a little bit, like he really enjoyed it. And I was like, no, this isn't the Robyn and Juan we're used to. I don't know who they thought they were, they didn't have to put on like that, but it's definitely not the Robyn and Juan we're used to. Dee said that her parents finished raising Juan, right? So I thought Juan's parents at that point, they were no longer in his life. And I think they may have both passed away from drugs, if I'm not mistaken. Cookie said they spent their entire conversation trying to debunk the rumor about him. Well, let's talk about the conversation, because it was a one-way conversation, to be honest. It was Robyn setting up bullet points that clearly production probably asked her to do. Like, you probably want to go through and address every single one of these things that social media has been talking about. So Robyn went through and started addressing the bullet points, starting with the fact that she said she had the summer and everything was going really good for her. And then it felt like she was hit by a ton of bricks. And she was like, shit got real. And then Juan makes the conversation when he's like, yeah, well, we got to face the reality of things. And I was like, neither one of you are facing reality right now. But then she gets into the conversation about the lady from Canada. And when she made the statement, I didn't expect for the firestorm that came for us after she and Jazelle talked about it on the podcast. When she says that, and he says to her, I told you not to say anything on that show. I told you not to say anything. I was like, oh, shit. Why is this her fault? This is your fault. This is your fault. But from the very beginning, she's the one who's bringing it up, and he's trying to kind of swat it down. Like, she's like, well, the lady in Canada, he was like, yeah, that was stupid. That was stupid. And then she makes a face like, we have to talk about this. So he doesn't want to, because Juan never talks about a whole lot of anything serious on this show. But you can see him getting visibly frustrated, pinching his eyes, doing like this to his head, holding his head, like he was like fidgeting like crazy, because typically that's when he would get up and walk the hell out. I hope one day Robyn gets the strength to exit the marriage. She looks so drained. She deserves someone who's going to live her back, going to live or love her back. My bad. I don't know why I wanted to keep saying live. Love her back. I should have known better. Okay. Juan keeps deflecting. Absolutely. So, hey, everybody, welcome to the chat. 129 of you are here. Make sure that you hit the like button for me, okay? I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We are talking Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 8 premiere. It was called Reflection and Deflection, but I called it Robyn's mind is gone. Robyn lost her damn mind, okay? And I say that because the way she talks about everybody else's marriage, she puts her mouth on everybody else's stuff all of the time. And for her to be really this far gone, like, does Juan really have you in a chokehold? But we all knew that. Like, when she first got divorced and Juan was still living in the house, he, I guess, didn't have any place to go because they didn't have any money. But remember, she was having a conversation with Jazelle, and Jazelle was like, are y'all still sleeping in the same bed? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, are y'all still having sex? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, Robyn, like, no, like, get yourself together. You let this man divorce you and, say you're the root of all of his problems, and here you go. Still, you don't know how to break off from him. She hasn't been able to break off from him since the day it happened. And she made it seem like Juan was dependent on her. She's dependent on Juan. Juan's afraid to leave her, if you ask me, because he probably thinks she's not okay. He's probably afraid for his sons. I hate to say all that, child, but something ain't right with Robyn. Let me put this ticker up. Shit. Child, the discussion we're having here is about reality TV and pop culture. It's for entertainment purposes only, okay? All comments and opinions are alleged And yeah, we'll leave it at that. I just wanted to share. Okay. I realize I might be saying something that might hurt somebody's feelings. 70 likes, 137 people watching, 139. So keep hitting the like button. Thank you. Okay. So he comes in, right? Gives her a smooch on the mouth, makes a little grunt noise like, the wife. Okay. Um, And she just starts asking him bullet point after bullet point. She's like, people think that I'm stupid. People think that I don't know better because, all of these things keep happening back to back to back. Now, the woman in Canada, Juan, that shouldn't have been, you shouldn't have done that, right? And he's like, yeah, I was just completely stupid. And she said, however, Coach D, that was just something else. Like, I remember the day you walked out the house and he's like, Robyn, she's someone I work with. She's not someone I'm, having an affair with. But again, this is a person, I believe that Coach D is a person that people said looked like Karen. But anyway, she goes on to say it. And then she says, this is another slap in the face to her when she says, Coach D kind of looks like me. Or no, excuse me. Let me start with this. She said it's Coach D, and he says, well, people see an attractive man, referring to himself, and an attractive woman, referring to Coach D. And Robyn freezes, like, don't say attractive woman. And then she said, well, she kind of looks like me. And he says, she's an attractive woman, Robyn, as if your wife isn't child. The way he said it was so dismissive and disrespectful. Even that was disrespectful. I can't. She is a problem. But let's see what you guys are talking about. She had that bout with depression a few seasons ago. Juan had one foot out the door then. Yes, when he was like, Robyn, this is really unattractive. You need to get up out the bed. You don't get out the bed until 2 p.m., Robyn. Okay, you're feeding our kids Chick-fil-A every single day. You're having it delivered. I don't like this. Figure it out. Get your ass up. And she could not get herself out the bed. She knew what that was. While they were in COVID, he was probably gone from the house like you know who. He definitely doesn't find her attractive. Ooh, let me ask y'all this. I think Robyn's pretty. Do y'all think Robyn is an attractive woman? I need to know. In the comment section, I need to ask y'all a couple of things. Number one, if y'all think that Robyn is an attractive woman, especially for Juan Dixon, please hit me with a 2. If you don't think she's too attractive, hit me with a 4, okay? Let's start there, y'all. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page with a couple of things. Because I want to know why Robyn isn't finding someone else to be with at this point. Okay, most of y'all said that you think she's attractive. Okay, sorry about that, y'all, because my little thing in the back is going slow, I told y'all. Okay, so most of y'all think that she is an attractive woman. She is not ugly by any means, okay? But for whatever reason, I don't know if Juan just feels like he's been with her so long that she looks like, I don't know, like she's his sister. I don't know, but there's something weird about that relationship. It's just weird. Usually when people are coupled, as in husband, wife, lovers coupled, they have a way of engaging each other that is protective and familiar. And he always talks to her like she's one of the dudes at the gym. I don't know. Even calling her Rob, the way he does it. What's up, Rob? Get the hell out of here. I don't know. Okay, he's bored. A lot of you are saying that y'all don't think he's attracted to her. Okay, so she gets attacked with that little moment because he did dog her. I'm sorry. That was definitely a dog out moment. And then, yeah. Do y'all think that Robyn and that girl at the laundromat, Coach D, do you think that they look alike? Okay, let me know if you thought that they looked alike. Wanda's not attracted to her anymore. I wonder what it is. Maybe it's physical attraction, but Robyn does not show her life on this show the way everybody else shows their life. I'm sorry. It just always feels like she's trying to make them seem like they are more of a couple than they actually are. I feel she's not feminine enough, and he doesn't treat her like she's a beautiful woman. Well, I don't know who. I would have to see who he thinks is more feminine in order to know what that is. I don't necessarily think that she's not feminine, even though a lot of you are saying that. Okay, you don't remember what Coach D looked like? I'm sorry, Cookie. I wish I could have my pictures up, but they did not show up for me. They would not. I could not post them up to YouTube or to anything else. So they screwed my thing. I just feel like maybe I think they both need counseling. I think they would probably just be better friends. I know she doesn't like people to talk about her relationship, and she felt like she had moved to a different place in her life, but she hasn't. It feels worse than ever. I think that Robyn is losing their money. Oh, you think that Robyn losing their money would never sit well with Juan, no matter how much money she makes now. He did say that he had gotten fired from his job, that it was because they didn't win enough games. And it looks like he's going to be at the house with her for a little bit, which is unfortunate because if y'all are in a space, any husband and wife, I don't care who you are, if you're at the house all the time and somebody is, supposed to be at work and they end up at the house too, it makes for a long day. It might seem cute at first, but that mess is a long day, okay? But the next scene, y'all, we get it's Karen. Who else is in this scene? Sorry about that. She's giving the eyeball emojis. Okay, hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. I have to do some notes, child. 1 second. Sorry. Okay, keep talking amongst yourselves, child. Okay. All right, so we have Karen, Wendy, and Candace. They are in the next scene. They are actually having lunch just to touch base about all of the stuff that happened over the summer, who's talking to who at this point, because so many people were, divided at the reunion. It looks like Karen made up with everybody except for Miss Robyn. Robyn, she was like, we still aren't real good because Robyn ended up blaming Karen for their relationship, for her relationship breakdown, saying, I expected Karen to talk about the women that, were rumored to be with Juan. And Karen said, why the hell would I be bringing up the women that your husband is with or the man you're with? Okay. She was like, that's something you should be doing. But Candace said, I'm actually not in a good place with, holy hell, what is going on? With Jazelle. She said, I'm not in a good place with Jazelle, and I want to get things corrected with Robyn. That's how she said it. She said, I don't like fighting with people. She said, Robyn actually was her sister. She really, really cared for her, and she's hoping that they can be in a better place. We all know that that's not true anymore because Robyn's been talking about her on that podcast. Recently, Chris Bassett, Candace's husband, was out there. People are rumored to, he was rumored to be having an affair. And I don't necessarily think it's true, but Candace got dragged through the coals on that podcast by Jazelle and Robyn. So they ended up messing up. And then we have Wendy, who's basically just, she's a good time for the good time. So See, Robyn needs to quit the show and take care of her mental health. I don't think Robyn's going to quit the show, but she might have a mental breakdown on this show. I will say that on the podcast, she made it seem like everything is cool. Like right now, she seems fine, but I think Robyn is used to pretending like she's fine. I don't even think she knows what fine actually feels like anymore. So let's say that. But they just go on to say that right now, they think that Robyn is living in the clouds, that she spent a lot of time in season 7 talking about everybody else's mess and deflecting. And because of it, she's about to, get the weight of the world on her. And they all basically said that they think she's a liar and that she needs to, just what you guys said, she needs to leave the show if she's not telling her truth. They said that they think she's a liar, though, for the most part. Everybody said it. The next scene we get. Oops. I'm sorry, y'all. I really hate that I don't have my notes, but I don't. In the next scene that we get, Ashley and them kids, I did not realize that Ashley was that much of a misfit when it came to them children. She has 2 boys, and those boys are active. Okay. They were climbing on tables, on countertops. You got the 3-year-old trying to pull up the 1-year-old, literally picked this child up and brought him up to the countertop. He was standing on the floor. At any time, any of them could have failed and busted their heads wide open, and she had her back completely turned. And she said she is a single mother doing it all by herself, and she had no idea how hard it was. I could not help but to laugh. Not to mention the fact that she actually does have a doggone nanny. That was the other thing. But she admits that she is scared to take care of all the finances by herself. She said that she's like, actually, if she's the holdout on the divorce, is how she put it. I'm the holdout on the divorce. I had no idea how hard this was going to be. And at this point, she's not sure when she'd like to move forward. It looks like Michael's paying her child support, and that's it. That's how she put it. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Ashley is looking irresponsible. Yeah, Miss Ashley, who had a whole lot to say. She's another person who was talking about everybody's marriage and what they should be doing. Like she was an expert on that. But right now she is admitting that she's afraid as hell. She should have never moved out of the penthouse, is what she said. I should have never moved out of the penthouse. I don't know why I was so damn anxious. She made it seem like Michael really helped her out in more ways than one. But those boys look like they are absolutely a handful. And it's crazy that she would put herself in that position. But yeah, she's a misfit right now as a mom, and that's unfortunate. She ends up getting a phone call from Jazelle, where Jazelle says that she's having a meeting at her house, and it's basically they want to do an intervention for Robyn. They want everybody to come over, or at least the friendship group that they have, to come over, talk to Robyn about Juan. This is also a setup because I honestly believe from the beginning that when they decided to talk about the relationship, that they were going to have Robyn and Jazelle, lead the way, and that Jazelle was going to say, we're just going to give you the hard talk, but none of us believe it. But I think when they were actually in the scene and it was rolling, it felt harsher for her than they actually intended it. But we'll talk about that in just a second. Anyway, Ashley agrees, and she says that a lot of what's happening with Robyn is actually triggering for her because Michael. Right, exactly. Because she said a lot of the stuff that she's gone through with Michael, she can see it with Robyn too. Someone said that Michael and Ashley just went to the Bahamas. Oh, do y'all think that Michael and Ashley are still together, that he just don't want to be on the show anymore and she's just pretending? I heard somebody say that before. Y'all could be right. Because she seems happy as all get out. She seems very happy. He has enough money to have 2 houses, and she could just film in one until, they choose to do whatever they want to do. But that was pretty much the scene. Someone said, Cookie said, of course they are. Yes, they are still together. Okay. Most of y'all believe that they are still together. She's not giving up his money and he's not giving it up either. Okay. He's not giving it up either. And she keeps acting like they're doing these little bits and pieces for the divorce. Like, well, he's paying child support. How do you get a child support order? Child, whatever. It seems to me that you would be divorced already. She shouldn't be dragging this out anymore, especially if there's no alimony to be given. Go ahead and divorce. There's nothing else to be settled. But that's what she wants the audience to believe, which is what makes it sound like a damn lie to me. Anyway, the next scene, we have Jason and we have Jazelle, y'all. Now, who thinks that Jazelle is really in a relationship with Jason? If you think that this is a real relationship, hit me in the chat, please. Give me a 5 in the chat if you think that Jazelle is really in a relationship with Jason, who likes to say things like, or that she needs a storyline. Okay. Ciao, bye. Okay. Someone said she needs a storyline. I thought they were in a relationship. I don't know. The kids seem like they were really, I think it's hard for the kids to play it off. Those kids never lie for Jazelle, I'm telling you. They didn't even lie when their dad was on the show. When their father was on and they were just sitting there like, we ain't saying nothing. This isn't even real. That's why I thought maybe they were in a real relationship. It felt just like the kids could have been a little bit embarrassed by their mom, like feeding him. And then when her oldest was like, I give him an A-, I liked it. Okay. She's getting her groove back. I think they're just friends with benefits. Yeah, there's some benefits going on. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I feel like their relationship is more real than what Martell had with Sheree. Jizzy's kids are savvy. They know she needs to pay for college. Oh my God. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. So Joyce said no, she don't believe it. Anyway, they have a little cute moment. They have a little cute moment in the kitchen where he's cooking for her. I guess he's making sushi. And, she's trying to let people know that this is real. She tells everybody how she met. And then, of course, the kids get to meet him. I don't know how many men she done brought through that damn house for the kids to meet. But typically the kids do not like the men that Jazelle is with. For whatever reason, they were sitting there with a smile on their faces this time. So it was cute. They had a cute little moment, okay? But Jazelle says that her daughter's going off to college and all that good stuff. So we'll get to see. She'll be an empty nester soon, too. It's a fun relationship. It's a fun relationship, but too extra for that surrounding. He's super young. I'll say that. He's super young, and he talks in a way that I didn't think Jazelle would like. He speaks young. He speaks like he should be dating her oldest daughter. That's what I got from it. But we will see. I think they said they were 16 years apart. Jazelle and this man are 16 years apart. Holy heck. That's a lot of years. But next up, we have Candace and her husband. They are at the park. They're eating. Okay, he's 16 years younger. Thank you for confirming. Okay, so if she is having a good time, I would want that for any woman, okay, who, if they're single, if you get an opportunity to date someone who's legal and maybe a little 16 years younger, that's a good time. Let her have it. But anyway, we're talking, I'm sorry, I went to Candace. It's actually Mia and her husband, G, okay, they are next. Mia comes into a house that she said was 1,500 square feet. She had to downsize from an 11,000 or 15,000 square foot home. They're still in it. They're still trying to figure out how to sue the brother of G, who kicked them out the business and basically left them broke and downtrodden to an extent. Okay, they still have nice things, but they don't have the space. They don't have the life that they used to live. They are trying to figure things out financially. And recently, G has come out and said that they're divorcing, that Mia only wanted him for his money. Mia's horrible, by the way. Okay. But she said at the end of the day, she had to do what was best for her family and her children. G is looking for $500,000. He said that's what that company owes him, and he's going to take him to court and get what he's supposed to get. He also said that a lot of people were under the impression that he was, stealing money from the company. And he said that wasn't the case, that there's been several audits that were done and nobody found anything. He also accused Mia of possibly thinking that he did something wrong financially. And she was like, well, I had to think about me and my children. So I was hoping for the best, but yeah, at some point I was thinking, what the hell did you do that got us kicked out of the company? But they're still fighting a good fight to get that money. Someone said poor money management. Why do you think they had poor money management at this point? Are you saying poor money management with the company? Because he said that the company actually tanked, the stocks tanked when they left, when they got kicked out the business. And he said he could prove that too. Why is Mia still on the show? I don't know, child. People seem to have an interest in Mia for some reason. But yeah, he said that there was absolutely nothing wrong. A lot of people are saying that Mia married for money. I think G is 30, 40 years older than her. Is that what they said the first time she came on? 35 years older than her. So for sure. When you get to be that old and you're looking for a partner, and he is a partner who knows he's older, he gave her 2, 3 children, maybe. At some point in the relationship, he knew he wasn't satisfying her. So he tells her, you can go out and be with other men. Just, do it, discreetly. Don't let people know that you're doing it. I guess at this point, he wanted the company. He wanted the company. And sometimes that happened. We blame women for that a lot, but men do that too. Men will find a younger woman to take care of them, offer them money to support them in whatever they're doing, tell them they can be in other relationships. That happens with men quite a bit. So it's not just the Shirley Strawberries of the world, even though I don't think she's ever said that. I'm saying it, but I don't think she's ever said that for herself. But when you're marrying someone that much younger and you may not be able to keep up with them, sometimes it happens, child. But anyway, he lets her know what's going on and that he appreciated her support when he thought he had it. However, y'all, he said that she was cussing him out the majority of the time and making him feel bad. Hold on. Let me see. Kiki said, I'm a senior and G is too old for me. Okay. G is an older man. He's well kept, right? He's well kept, but he is definitely older and he's definitely too old for Mia. And he found her at the strip club, giving her all of his money. So he damn sure knew what that marriage was about when he passed her a ring and said, I do. So we're not going to act like he was completely taken advantage of. He knew what it was. I would say the same for Dr. G and Sweet Tea. When you meet a woman online, thank you. When you meet a woman online who tells you, I got what you want, and then put a little baby emoji and a flower behind it, show up at your house because you flew her out and sticks her butt out so you can take pictures of whatever, then you know what the relationship is. Just be okay. Just be okay with whatever happens next, okay? But anyway, the next scene we have Candace and Chris. They go out and have a picnic. They talk about, Candace's career as a singer. She's been out touring and things, and she's still trying to get her music career off the ground. She said that she went on tour last year and she spent over, I think she said 6 figures on tour. She said that she'll be happy when the money starts paying back, right? When all of her investment starts paying back. But right now she's putting more in than ever, and she's about to do something else where she's going to need a band. She needs hair, makeup, talent, dancers, everything. And Chris seems supportive right now. Where's this money coming from? Is it just the show? Because I didn't think that Candace, is it her mother's money? Maybe it's her mother's money. I don't know. I just don't think, it didn't feel like Chris and Candace were living that well. I mean, they live nice, no doubt, but Chris seems like he's always between jobs. Maybe that's what I want to say. Chris always seems like he's in between jobs. So who really is like the stable financial person in this relationship? Because at one point I thought they were making fun of Candace, like the cast, like, girl, are you really keeping a whole man in your house? First it's your mama's house, now it's you're keeping him in your house. But anyway, moving on. They end up talking about checked in and clicked like. Thank you. I appreciate that. They end up talking about Robyn. Like, you know what? Robyn was coming at you real hard last year when Jazelle was talking about you should know better than to be in as a married man than to be in a room with a single woman. Like, you know the optics of that. Why are you doing that? And Candace said, listen, she knew the whole time that her husband had met a woman at a hotel. She knew the story was out there. She knew that that woman was trying to get that information out to the bloggers and that there were people who were refusing to put it out. And then it drops. And she said, now I'm kind of curious if she was just befriending me and trying to be cool with me so that I wouldn't be, you know, hard on her. However, when she was at the reunion, she went there. She went there on my relationship, trying to, you know, be friends with Jazelle and you know, hold her up, talking about, well, in the car she did tell me X, Y, and Z. She was like, I feel like I feel like Robyn is full of shit. However, I still want to talk to her about it. And the whole time she was talking, Chris was laughing his tail off because he was like, listen, those are your damn friends, but don't ask me any questions because I already know what Robyn is about. I think she's a liar. I think that relationship is a lie. That's what he was looking like anyway. And she's always doing something to deflect and keep the heat off of her. Okay. So yeah, let's see. Chris still paying child support for at least 2 children. So he does have children from another relationship. And he does pay child support there. And Candace does, you know, play stepmom to the children when they come visit. I think they visit for the summer. Candace has all those BLK shows. Oh, she has shows on Black where she acts in. That's probably where she's getting some of her money. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you sharing that. All right. So please don't hit the like button. Okay, there's 210 of you guys watching. We are 123 likes in. You guys, this is the last scene. This is the intervention for Robyn. She brings everybody over. We have Sharice, we have Ashley, it's Jazelle, and they are all, they're all waiting for Miss Robyn to get there. When they're all sitting around drinking, you know, talking about it a little bit. Basically saying that Robyn is in La La Land. I think at one point, Jazelle does call Robyn delusional. She was like, I don't want to call her delusional, but she really is out there when it comes to Juan. She believes whatever he tells her. And for some reason, if he tells a lie that's outrageous, or if the more outrageous the story, the more she'll believe it because she thinks that there's no way that, you know, Juan would make up a story like that, which is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. Oh, okay. So a lot of you are saying that she's also on some shows on BET. So right now it looks like Miss Candace is bringing in the dough. So, okay, we know why Chris is hanging out and enjoying the good life. Okay. So he is sitting around waiting for his moment, but it sounds like he was also asking if he could manage her again. She said, I just like my voice. Oh, thank you, ADR. That is hilarious. Let's see. You guys thought that was a fake intervention or a dangerous walkaway? What was the worst, the fake intervention or the dangerous walkaway? Okay. What do you guys think? Do y'all think this was a fake intervention? I mean, of course it's staged, but by the end of it, did you think that she felt beat up on, that Robyn really felt beat up on, like she was about to cry? Or did y'all think, like, for instance, Sharice, when Sharice had a moment where she breaks down, because Sharice had a face full of Botox and she is just staring at Robyn like, what am I listening to? At first I was like, I can't really read her facial expressions. But when she kind of like puts her head in her hand and she started crying, I was like, oh, damn, you done really choked Sharice up because she rarely talks about Eddie anymore, I don't think. It was given fake besties. Oh, okay. She said she was given fake, or it was given fake. She ain't besties with those people. I am sure Jazelle and Robyn talked about how they were going to talk about the situation. Definitely staged. Okay. All right. All right. Dangerous walkaway. The dangerous walkaway was harsh. Okay. Yes, I think they made them do it. See, this is what I felt. I'm 100% positive that they made them do it. I think that at the beginning of this, I think Robyn knew she was in the hot seat. And I think she kind of went in like, I'm going to walk in eyes wide open and tell my side of the story. The problem is she didn't expect for people to say, okay, Robyn, we believe you because we know that you and Juan are like a real couple, right? I think what they did was turned it on her and said, Robyn, listen, this isn't the first time these stories have been out here. They've been out here always. You have been getting plagued with these type of stories since the day you started in this relationship. And I think when they flipped on her, because I don't think that Robyn and everybody else talk like that. I think that her and maybe Jazelle will say, I believe her. Okay, someone said, I believe the scene. It may have been staged, but Robyn's frustration was real. Yeah, when Robyn started playing the victim and she's just like, what do y'all want me to do? I was like, oh shit, Robyn is really breaking down. But they came in, right? Ashley starts first saying, listen, you are reminding me of me when, all those times her husband was caught out in the hotel with women, with men, with whomever. And she was making up excuse after excuse. Oh, he was drunk. And when he did go to the hotel with her, but he fell asleep before anything happened and all of this stuff. She said, that's what I used to do in my relationship. And right now, what's going on between you and Juan is very similar. I'm trying to give you some sober truth. You right now are in la la land. Get your heads out of the clouds. And she was sitting there and she was sipping the wine real slow, nodding her head, but she also was tearing up because I don't think that she wanted to hear it quite like that, right? And then Jazelle was being Jazelle. I don't necessarily believe what she was saying was true. She was making a lot of facial expressions like, but Juan is the problem, right? So she comes in and she was like, well, what do you want me to do, guys? Like, I believe him. We're back married again. I'm not going to just dump my husband because someone took a picture of him at the laundromat and getting his nails done. And Jazelle is like, listen, girl, the problem with all of this is he doesn't give a damn about you and your feelings. He doesn't give a damn about what this looks like and what people are going to be saying to you or about you. At the end of the day, he didn't even have enough respect for you to stay in the damn house, right? It's COVID. He's texting some woman in Canada. If that woman showed up in your state, what do you think she was there for? Why does she have Juan's number why would she even feel comfortable saying, pay for my hotel, right? Like, give me a break. And even Juan's excuse was dumb. That's just what I do. I'll break a homeless person off $50. Child, bye. That's not what you do. If you find a woman who's strange at a hotel, at the very minimum, you would come home and say to your wife, listen, do me a favor. I think that this person is in trouble. I don't want them to be in trouble. Could you come to the hotel with me so that we can pay for the hotel room? Or even could you pay for it with your credit card? That's how you would handle things if you had a true open relationship where y'all talked about stuff. But she knows damn well that that's not how it went down. Okay? It's not how it went down. There's a lot of stuff. If you are married and been together as long as Juan and Robyn have been together, sure, there's some shit that happens that's not going to look or sound right to others, but your husband or your wife is going to walk in the door and say, check this out. This is what's going on. I'm going to need your help because I'm going to need to get into heaven later. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel bad for this person. I want to go to heaven. Come down to the hotel with me so we can pay for this girl's goddamn room. Okay? Excuse me. Don't mean to use the Lord's name in vain, but you definitely are going to make sure your wife or your spouse knows you would never just let that thing happen on the fly and then say, well, she was here for another sports star. She was here to see someone who played for the Ravens or whatever he said. It was big BS. But Jazelle kinds of break it down to her like that. She didn't say it exactly the way I said it, but she's like, listen, your husband is a common denominator in all of these wild ass stories. Okay. And they get more wild by the day, Robyn. And for whatever reason, you think that if he tells you this wild story because you believe he'd come up with a smarter excuse, he doesn't have to come up with a smarter excuse because you don't require that in his eyes. You don't deserve that in his eyes, right? So now she's kind of looking at Jazelle like, are you a friend or a foe at this point? Like, I don't know who you are or how I should be taking you. Then we get Charisse, who decides to bring up some of her old stuff with Eddie. But like I said, it was kind of hard to tell how Charisse felt at the very beginning. She was squinting and looking at Robyn almost like, should we get a straight jacket for this girl right now and just take her on up to Sing Sing, as Karen said? Do you need to go to Sing Sing, child? Because you know damn well what you're saying isn't accurate, but she tries to make it soft for her. She says, listen, I used to do the same thing, Robyn, and all I want for you right now, the only thing any of us want for you right now is for you to be okay. And then she even asked her, are you okay? Which it kind of made my heart kind of stop for a second, because I was like, oh shit. In this moment, if this was staged, this is what a friend would really do. Like, are you okay, girl? Because now I'm not sure if you are or if you're not. I'm not sure if you're not or what's going on. I don't know if the cameras are making you say dumb shit right now, because at the very minimum, Robyn, you should be saying, I contemplated leaving him. I think Jazelle said, would you kick his ass out? If you said to him, I'm going to kick him out, would you kick him out? She was like, or something like that. Wait a minute. She said, I told him I should kick him out. And she said, would he leave or did he leave? And she said, no, he didn't leave. And at this point, she's letting you know he doesn't take you seriously. He doesn't take you seriously. But when Charisse says, are you okay? And then she says, I used to do the same thing with Eddie. Like I knew all of this stuff was happening. All of this information was coming back to me about him being with this one and that one and the other one. And he would come home and tell me something. And I wanted so desperately to believe him that I hung on for dear life for any story he gave me. Okay. And she was like, and at the end of it, when I could have been in a healing journey and trying to figure out how to move the F on, even though in the back of my mind, I knew. She said he came into the house and he told me he was leaving me for another woman. Like, I already knew. I used up how many of my beautiful good years to sit on the sideline for him, my husband, but all the same, he was living his life to the fullest. He was living his dreams in his career. He was living his dreams with the women he was with. And I was nowhere in it. He didn't care. And then he left me. And I think her saying, you're going to wait for Robyn, you're going to wait for Juan to leave you, is really, I think, the nail. That was what the nail in the coffin was. Are you waiting for him to leave you? Because he is. Okay, if you give him an opportunity, he's definitely going to do it. And it's not like you're trying to beat him to the finish line. It's just, what the hell is this all about, girl? What is it all about? But anyway, let's see what you guys have to say. D said, I think that Charisse really likes Robyn, but that doesn't mean it wasn't staged. Okay. I hear you, girl. Eat Well said, sadly, Robyn isn't ready to accept the truth yet, but if her friends continue to help, she will see the light soon. Okay. Robyn just got married. She is not going nowhere. She's not going anywhere. Okay. So a lot of you saw that too. But yeah, I felt like at the end when Robyn did that little breakdown where she was like, what do you guys want me to do? I'm not going to leave my husband because of this. I'm not going to keep badgering him because of this. And then she kept saying, it's not a big deal. I didn't think it was a big deal. That's his employee. That's his employee. She's a nice person. It's not a big deal. I don't know. I feel like if my husband was being rumored to be having an affair with somebody and y'all was at the laundromat, I don't want y'all taking no cutesy ass pictures holding laundry detergent. I don't think that's cute. I don't think it's funny. I think that he went the extra mile with her that he's never done with Robyn. This is the first time that Juan has actually sat in his mess, and he barely did it. And that was on the show here. And we will see if he is being held accountable, you know, any place else in the show. I think this first scene is probably going to be the only scene that we get between Juan and Robyn again. Okay. Let's see. Carlos and Heavenly were talking about Robyn last night on Heavenly's channel, and she said that she don't think Robyn is cut out for reality TV. Oh, that's pretty interesting. I know that she does. I believe that the check that she gets from the show is probably the largest check that she gets in her house personally. That scene was so staged that Rob could keep her job. Not Rob could keep her job. Okay, because they need the income. I mean, reality TV, I know people give it a hard time, but it really does give them a decent platform. Like, it gives them an opportunity to branch out. She has other businesses that people absolutely frequent because of the show. They wouldn't do it otherwise. You probably wouldn't see her otherwise. She has this podcast now that's probably bringing in a nice check because of the show. And I promise you, the only reason why Juan sat on that couch is because he got fired and he knows they need to pay for that damn house. They know what life looked like just a few years back, right? Just a few years back. It's pretty well in their memory of how life was for them. So they're not going to mess up that check. Question: is Juan's income lifestyle more or less dependent on Robyn? I can't remember what their financial dynamic is now, but Juan lost his job. So I believe that Juan has always been the breadwinner. And then they got this, show. Because y'all know Juan hasn't been on a reunion. I remember him being on the first season, and I think he might have did one other one. But out of the 7 reunions, Juan was absent from 5. Okay? So he's always treated this show like this is your thing, not mine. And last year when they were talking about the prenup, he point blank said, I get paid more than you. Do y'all remember that? Okay. I'm trying, child. He's only been to 5. Okay. That's it. I mean, excuse me. He's missed 5 reunions. He don't believe in this shit. The fact that he was sitting on that couch with her is, to me, that's when you could see when the money counted, because he was sitting there like, oh, I better figure this out. They got that nice, beautiful house. They're still paying a mortgage on. And he wants to make sure that they're too old to try to get it back again if they lose it, I promise. So he better do what it takes. Let's see. It would be refreshing if the Dixons would admit that their marriage is non-traditional. I agree. I think there's a lot of people. I think Carlos blew the roof off the mother a couple of months back when he said there is plenty of women in reality TV who pays their husband or their partner part of their income so that they can do whatever on the show and appear to have a normal family life, but they are in open marriages. I think that that is true. Now, is Robyn with another man, or, whatever it is that she may like? I don't know, but I know that that Juan is out there. Juan is there. Listen, where there is smoke, there is fire. This happens way too much, and he's not this dumb. I don't care. He's not this dumb. He's had kids that he coached come out and make comments about how he would have women on the doggone bus when they were going to different schools to play. Okay. They were like, they didn't have no reason to have them people on the bus. So somebody is playing Juan's business. Juan reminds me of Ralph from RHOA. He reminds people of a lot. I mean, Peter, RHOA. How many times did Peter get caught with somebody taking a picture of him canoodling with another woman when he was married to Cynthia. When Cynthia had that man on that back porch in that hot ass sun and she drank that whole bottle of wine and he couldn't move until she was finished with him. That was a great show. That was a great episode. Marsha said it was a fake intervention. She don't believe any of it. Okay. Someone said, Linda said, Juan reminds me of Martell. Yeah. Honestly, guys, it happens all the time, child. It happens more than we know. It's real life situations for people. We talk about it, and sometimes it can feel a little harsh because, people are like, I would never, and this person couldn't do this to me. Listen, it happens to people all of the time, and you don't really know what you're going to do until you find yourself in it. But most people aren't going to leave their lives, especially if they've built something. Most people won't leave their lives, their money, their homes. They're not going to uproot their children. That usually doesn't happen. Okay. Walking away is probably, I would say, happens less often than staying. Staying is what people would usually do. We're going to stay. We're going to try to work it out. Maybe if it happens a few times after that, unless they make an agreement for it to be an open marriage, then maybe you'll walk away. But if this happens for the first time, most people aren't walking. If it happens the second time, most people aren't walking. Maybe on the third or fourth. And that's after you figured out this person may not get their shit together. So I'm going to have to stockpile some money. I'm going to have to visit with some lawyers. I'm going to have to, weigh all of my options, get all that information out there. And then you're going to sit and you're going to wait and you're going to figure it out. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's see. Robyn should consider finding her a partner. Well, that's when you have a good girlfriend who helps you sober up, right? And that was what that meeting was. It was like some good girlfriends trying to help you sober up. And I think that Sharice had the most powerful testimony. We know Jazelle tried to talk a little bit about her situation with the preacher. Whew. But I don't know if anyone believed her that much. I mean, Jazelle was fighting for that man not but 2 years ago, talking about she'll never talk about him again, and they're great friends now and all that good stuff. She even tried to windmill on Phaedra because somebody said that Phaedra and Jamal were dating. So you never know. Okay. 67 more likes are in order. Okay. Thank you, Ty. I appreciate it. No shade. Does Robyn want a man? D, that's a little bit of shade, child. Okay. That's just a tiny bit of shade. All right, guys. That was pretty much the show. I really enjoyed it. I think tomorrow I'm going to come to y'all with the Kiki Wyatt show. If you guys have been watching, I was also asked to watch House of Villains, which I did watch. I have to say, that's a good show. Tiffany laid Omarosa's ass all the way out. That was embarrassing. Is anybody watching House of Villains? Let me know in the chat. Put a 7 in the chat if you're watching House of Villains. It's a decent show. Let's see. I'm not liking the division or separation of the show. It's not enjoyable. Jazelle is the leader of separation. Listen, this show has always been kind of divided. It seems like Karen is the only one who really tries to, get to a more cordial place with people. But I always feel like Robyn, usually she's not trying to hear it. It takes her, a little bit of time to forgive people. I also feel like Candace has a hard time forgiving people. This show is not as divided as Love and Marriage Huntsville, though. That's why I said I like this season of Love and Marriage Huntsville because at least they agreed to be in the same room together when they filmed. So I do like that. Okay. All right. So there's only a few sevens. Not a whole lot of people are watching House of Villains. But anyways, y'all, I appreciate you guys. I'm so sorry. Usually when I have pictures, it's easy for me to just flick to the scenes and see it, but I couldn't. I had to go through my doggone phone, which kept blinking on and out to get to the scene. So I'm sorry. It feels different this time. Well, we'll see. I think that we are getting something different from Robyn. I don't know if this, for the entire season, she's going to be in the hot seat. It looks like she might be in the hot seat for the entire season. Jazelle clearly is happy this season because she is, got her groove back. She's got her groove back. But outside of that, everybody else feels the same. Candace seems like she's doing okay. I know she was talking about having babies with Chris, but it looks like she put that completely on hold. I might be the odd person out, but I absolutely love Jazelle, Ashley, and Robyn. I love everybody. I'm going to say that. I love everybody on the show. Everybody's is a good cast for me. I think I may have offended someone when I was talking about Robyn last year. They sent me a nasty note, child, to try to get me together. Let me tell y'all something about social media since I'm talking about this, because I've gotten some interesting messages from people. I know right now people are probably considering, there's been a few people that sent me a message saying that you're considering starting a YouTube channel. Okay, I got the message and I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to respond back to you yet. I definitely will. So if you're watching this, let me answer this question for you and give you guys a little bit of advice as well. And then I will talk to you. In fact, if you guys wanted to talk to me about starting a YouTube channel, I'll consider that, okay? But first I want to say this. Starting a YouTube channel, I started my channel completely organically. I never even showed my face. Like for the first year, I stayed behind a screen, okay? And I would just, talk and do my videos, right? And I never went to anybody's channel because I was trying to, keep my identity private. And I did not show my face until I did an interview with Melody. She had sent me a message and said, "Do you want to interview me?" Because she said, "You are the person that everybody talks about when it comes to this show." And I didn't even know. I had no idea. I'm not going to lie. I was completely like, "Oh my God, yes." So I ended up buying like StreamYard, didn't know how to use it, had to teach myself to use it the night before the interview because I didn't even know how to use StreamYard. Okay. But I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't know that that's what people did to, get yourself out there. Like people come on your platform and they might talk on your panel or they might hang out in your chat and they let you know that you're there. I never did any of those things because I didn't know that's what people did. I was like completely just green. And that's why when people come to me and say, "I want to start a YouTube channel, help me out," I really don't know how it happened. I just was being myself. And it blew up for me at the time. Okay. But what I do want to say is if you want to, thank you. I appreciate y'all. I do want to say, she did say that. She was like, "You are the person people talk about most for this show." And I was like, "Really?" I remember calling my sister. I was kind of like shaking, like I had no clue. I just assumed that y'all did what I used to do. I would go to everybody's video and just listen, like, "Oh, I like this person. Let me listen. Let me listen." But anyway, after it was all said and done, when I started showing my face, YouTube became a different place. YouTube became a different place. And what I want to say to anyone who wants to start a YouTube channel is you have to know what your intentions are. Like when you come on to the platform, know what your intentions are, and then work from there every day that you come on, because you're going to be bombarded with so many different energies. Some energies are great, good, clean. Some energies are really bad. But it's more energy than you would get out in the real world or at another job or whatever. And so you have to have a really good discernment. You have to have really good discernment, and you have to know what your intention is every single day. Every single day you do a video, because people will take you from A to Z in a heartbeat if you don't know who you are. And y'all, all y'all have to do is watch other people's channels to know what I'm talking about. It is so easy to get yourself into a place where you are rattled and people send you stuff that may not be true to, goat you into having bad interactions with people. Sometimes people send you information that's not true. That's not true. So that they manipulate you into talking about something on your channel to stop you from talking about something on your channel. So the biggest thing I can say is, if you are a person who is easily moved by other people's energy, you may want to reconsider doing this. Because I had an argument on my channel. Okay. I am in the comfort of my home. I am by myself. And when I closed my computer, I said, I will never put myself in that situation again where I'm yelling in my home to a computer screen. That will never, ever happen again in my life. Okay. And that was it. But if you are a person who, you're easily pulled into those kind of scenarios, this is not a place for you, because like I said, you are bombarded with everybody else's energy, and it's all day. It's 24 hours a day. It's in your sleep. You wake up to messages that you have to go through and clean your chat. You have to clean your comment section all day. You receive a lot of messages on your emails, on your, Facebook page if you have one. What else? Yeah, I appreciate it. I just want y'all to know, review hour, absolutely. You're going to clean those messages every day. I'm a fast reader, so I can go through and I can see something isn't right for me. I'm deleting all day, but it's an all day job. That happens more than me putting time into my videos sometimes. So if you have the patience for that, do it. If you don't. That would be what I would say to you. That is advice that I wish someone would have given me at the beginning. Because when you first start and you're in your house doing your video by yourself, you're just like, this is a great job. I love this job. I mean, content creation is hard work. I don't want to make it seem like it's not. It's hard work. Getting information out there so that you are relatable to people. Being relatable to people is the hardest part of the job. But you're like I said, you're just bombarded by energy all day. Some of it is pure, great, beautiful energy. But there's going to be one or two people that's going to attach themselves to you, and they are going to do everything they can all morning, all night. Sometimes literally I'll wake up at 3 in the morning and there'll be horrible messages in my comments that I have to get out of there so that you guys can have a good time. All of that. That's why I make sure that, I take care of my mods and all of that stuff. But that's it, you guys. I just wanted to say that to you. I hope that helps you get started, because it happens. Let's see. Thank you, Cookie. I appreciate you. So yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. I hope that this was a decent review for y'all, even though I didn't have pictures and I got caught up at the in the middle of there. But anywho, y'all have been amazing, like you always are. Make sure that you hit that like button, okay? Hit the like, subscribe, the notification bell, even share the video, and I will talk to y'all on the next one. Bye-bye.